Hi there guys, I hope you are having a good day. Now, Kubrat Pulev has explained the one weakness that he will target in Anthony Joshua. He believes that weakness is his mental toughness, and Pulev believes his mental toughness is superior to AJ's, and that will be the difference on fight night. Now, when talking about mental toughness, you have to take into account what Anthony Joshua had to go through and come back from when he lost to Andy Ruiz, then going back in there in an immediate rematch to fight the guy who beat him previously. That took a lot of mental toughness, and it also takes a lot of mental toughness to get to where AJ is and stay there, because he's not just got to world level, he has remained there, he's defended world titles, he's actually in his second reign as a heavyweight world champion. Now obviously Pulev is going to be his first defense in that second reign, and it is a tough challenge for Anthony Joshua. Not the toughest challenge out there, but still a tough challenge nonetheless. Pulev is coming to win. Pulev believes he can win this fight. That is important to Anthony Joshua's mental toughness as well, because Anthony Joshua knows he's fighting someone who is not going to lay down after just one shot lands. So that is important that Anthony Joshua knows that. That is why Anthony Joshua continuously fights tough challengers back to back, because he wants to bring the best out of himself. We want to know how good Anthony Joshua is, but Anthony Joshua also wants to know how good AJ is. So that is why Anthony Joshua takes these tougher challenges. Now, obviously Kubrat Pulev is a mandatory challenger, so that is a fight that Anthony Joshua must take. Would he be fighting Pulev if he wasn't a mandatory challenger? Maybe not. He would be fighting someone else, perhaps. Someone definitely within the top 10 though, because again, he wants to challenge himself. He wants to fight these big names. All you have to do is look at his resume to see that. So if you put their resumes side by side, the only elite or top level fighter that Kubrat Pulev has fought is Vladimir Klitschko, and he lost that fight. Anthony Joshua has also fought Klitschko, but he won. He's fought Povetkin, he's fought Andy Ruiz Jr., he's fought Dillian Whyte at British level, he's fought the likes of Joseph Parker also. So Anthony Joshua has proven his mental toughness through the fights he has had, whereas Kubrat Pulev has shown his mental toughness in the one world title opportunity that he had, and he lost that fight. Now, I'm not saying necessarily that Kubrat Pulev himself is mentally weak, but what fighters and people in Kubrat Pulev's position often do is they look at fighters and find their own insecurities in them. So maybe Kubrat Pulev does believe that he needs to prove his mental toughness in this fight, because he did come apart in his last world title opportunity against Vladimir Klitschko. He done well to stay in there as long as he did, because he got continuously caught with the same punch time after time, and he didn't really adjust to what was happening in there with Klitschko. That proved one thing above anything else: he was unable to make those adjustments when it mattered most. So essentially that's not down to mental toughness, that's down to his ability. So that will come into the forefront more so than the mental toughness in this fight. Mental toughness comes into it when you think of fights such as the Ruiz rematch for Anthony Joshua, the unification fight with Klitschko and Parker. That is when the mental toughness really comes into it, when it gets sticky in there. That is when Anthony Joshua must show he's an elite level fighter. Whereas in there with a fighter like Kubrat Pulev, who won't bring the heat, who won't necessarily put it on Anthony Joshua and look to walk him down, someone who will look to box with him, that makes it a boxing match. So not necessarily the mental toughness that will come into it, but the game plan, the ability of both fighters. It could get sticky in there, and that is when you have to call upon that mental toughness to say, nope, I'm not going down. No, I'm not going to allow this guy to beat me. That is when that difference does show. In this kind of fight, you have to wonder whether that will happen, or whether Anthony Joshua will take control of the fundamentals and outbox then knock out Kubrat Pulev. The thing is about Pulev is he's going to want to box. He's not going to want to fight Anthony Joshua. He would be silly to do so. You don't go in there with a puncher who punches as hard as Anthony Joshua and as fast with those combinations. You don't go in there with someone like that and look to trade with them, unless you have a style such as Andy Ruiz Jr. That is when you must do that. But Pulev is a boxer. He's a boxer puncher, boxes at range, and has a good jab, and a very amateurish style. So that will show when he fights Anthony Joshua. He will not look to fight, he will look to box. Therefore, it is a chess match. So Anthony Joshua has proven he can go through the levels and box and fight at that highest level. Pulev is yet to do that. So Anthony Joshua has in fact proven his mental toughness, whereas Kubrat Pulev is yet to do so. So if he says that he's going to call upon his toughness mentally, and exploit Anthony Joshua's in that department, then he has to wonder, when has he ever proven that he is able to do that? Anthony Joshua has on multiple occasions, so that could be the difference in this fight. The very thing that Pulev believes he's going to exploit could be his own downfall. And as I said, with regards to that kind of toughness, yes, you need it in a world title fight. Yes, you do need it at this level, but Anthony Joshua has proven he has that toughness at a higher level than this one. So that is why Anthony Joshua's mental toughness, I don't believe, will come into it in this kind of fight. It did in the Ruiz fight, but I don't believe it will do so much in this one, because I think that it is a more straightforward fight for Anthony Joshua. Now, I guess a question you could have is, does Kubrat Pulev possess any weapons that can cause Anthony Joshua any kind of trouble in this fight? Well, he does have good boxing ability and good ringcraft, IQ and all of that, but the problem is, in this kind of fight, this is the heavyweight division, elite level heavyweight fight, so Anthony Joshua can box with Pulev if he wants to. He can also make it rough and make a fight of it, because Anthony Joshua has the fundamentals over Kubrat Pulev, the physical advantages and the ability to go with that, which is very dangerous for someone like Kubrat Pulev, who especially is there to be hit often in the ring. Because let's be real, Kubrat Pulev does not have the best head movement. He does have reasonable lateral movement and good positioning and movement in the ring. That is one thing, but the problem is, if he gets into it with Anthony Joshua and starts trading punches with him, that is when he will be unable to stick there with Anthony Joshua, because Joshua has a better jab, he punches harder than Pulev, he's faster and he has better combinations. So what Pulev does need to do is land significant punches every now and then. He cannot continuously land on Anthony Joshua at will. He just cannot do it because he doesn't have the punch dexterity in order to do that. Anthony Joshua does. So when they get close, Anthony Joshua will have the better of it. If they box at range, that will be closer to what Kubrat Pulev wants to do and make it easier for him in there. Easier is a subjective word, but still, I think that in that situation, Anthony Joshua is still the superior boxer, and fighting at that distance, Anthony Joshua still is better than Kubrat Pulev. And that is the reason why Anthony Joshua can fight many different ways. Pulev can fight one way. And at this particular level, that makes all of the difference, whether you can adjust, whether you can adapt in the ring, make certain adjustments in the heat, under fire. That is what sets these kind of fighters apart. We'll see if Pulev is able to do that. So when talking about that mental toughness in there, in the heat, under fire, that is where Anthony Joshua has proven he can make those adjustments when it matters most. Pulev is yet to do that. I guess we will find out if he is able to on December 12th. Guys, anyway, what are your thoughts on this? Make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments below, leave a thumbs up, and subscribe if you are new. Thanks, guys.